Hello, beautiful people. I think I'm gonna make this the intro. For some reason, this vlog is gonna be all over the place. I'm going to be switching from the camera to this, which is an iPhone, back to a camera, back to the back of the iPhone, front of the iPhone. I don't really know. I hope you enjoy it. Vlog style, where I just show you how I do my wig, that I throw on. And my wig is what you've seen in other videos. Sometimes it's been curly, and I achieved that look with perm rods. And perm rods are super easy to use, so I use those. And you dip it in hot water. Maybe I'll do another video, second video, of how I achieve that wig look. This is like my casual wig. So yeah, and I have a huge head, so it's always hard for me to find and purchase a wig just off a mannequin. In general, they're always way too tight for my head. I always have to make one. I take braiding hair. I've used different braiding hair this time than I usually use. And the braiding hair that I got this time for what you're going to see, I wouldn't buy again always if I'm doing like a curly style. I also, at one point in this video, tried to curl it. So I usually use perm rods, dip it in hot water, and the hair curls, but I forgot all that stuff, and I was traveling and Christmas and blah, 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 blah. So I didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm gonna try to use this, and if this doesn't work out, I'm going to do something different. I'll just probably wear it in a bun. It's a no. It's a no. Look at this. It's straight. It's a no. It's a no. Abort. Abort. It's a no. I don't know how I want to include that, but don't use a hot curler on this particular hair. Because I forgot my curlers at home. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get all of your materials. You're gonna need a crochet needle, usually $1. You're going to need some braiding hair, whichever you choose, marley hair, whatever. You're going to need this wig cap. I think it's a wig liner cap, but they do make wig caps for crochet hair, but I don't know, I just like using this one better. It's a little bit more breathable. The stretch is better. I think it's cheaper, I'm not really sure, but the thing about it is it sometimes can make holes in it, but you can fix them, so it's not a huge deal, and they're super inexpensive, and so you can throw them away and be okay with that. And I always get black because the net can show through if it's not properly on, so the black one blends in with your hair better, but get a net that's gonna match whatever hair you're using. If you're gonna use brown hair, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so net, crochet, hair, scissors to cut whatever you need to cut, and I use a mannequin head. This mannequin head I use because I use it to make other wigs. I use it because I have quite a large head again, and the reason why I originally used it is because I'm trying to pin and glue a different version of a wig, and this one I'm able to poke through because I used a bunch of grocery bags to kind of mold and shape it into a larger version of the original head to kind of mimic my head. So I basically took plastic shopping bags, balled them up, and like molded it, so put them on kind of in different spots and used packaging tape around it until I got the shape that I wanted, and I kept adding bags. In retrospect, I would do all white bags because it'll be able for you to see through to the scalp and make sure you don't have any holes or any gaps in your wigs that you're making. This wig you don't need to use on a cap. You can literally do it on your own head because it's easy. You can do it but you don't need a head because you don't really need to shape and form it, because the wig liner cap that I actually bought is one with the open top. Because it has an open top, you're able to, dropped my mic. I'm using headphones as a microphone. Okay, so I use this particular cap because it's open at the top and it allows for tons of space. So because it's open at the top, I use it and I tie it into a ball because I'm tying it into a ball. No, tied into a knot. I tied it into a knot, but that was kind of a mistake because there was so much extra. The liner caps just with the open top, I didn't need an extra long one, just get a regular one just with the open top so you can adjust it to your head. You can sew it. I just tie it and then I cut a hole into the top of it, and then I use the hair and I crochet it through to kind of close the gap at the top because there's so much excess netting, and when there's too much excess netting, your wig will droop and it'll be a lot of gaps in it, so you don't want a ton of excess netting. So I have an open hole at the top of the net, and then I tie it to my liking to get the size of my head. That way you don't have to, you can just buy the wig liner cap that doesn't have the hole if you don't have a huge head. And then I go through and I use just a typical crochet method. I don't really measure out the amount of hair that I'm using. I should, but hey, I'm not a guru, so I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So I just group the little pieces and I go around in the circle. I go around in a circle. This is the wig. Ooh, I got makeup on it, but whatever. I go around in a circle. So I start with the outer lines. You see, kind of looks like braids. I start with the outer perimeter as if I'm doing, you know how you do braids and you, and if you don't have enough time to do your braids, you start with the outer perimeter and work your way in the middle and then you pull it in a ponytail. That's kind of what I do with this because I don't always have the time to just sit there and do it from start to finish. So I start at the outer perimeter and I work my way up the middle. If you have great hairline, you can take your hairline out and cover over it and blend it in. But my hairline's kind of like an M. It's kind of, I got of widow's peak here. My edges here ain't always slick. So I just like to put a headband. It's just like my easy way to do it, like everyday way. If I'm doing my hair down, I don't need a headband or anything. If you're using your hair to cover it, then you don't really need all that. Once I do that, I crochet around the middle and then until I just fill in all the gaps. My hair underneath is just in individual plaits. What else do I use? Individual plaits, bands, and then I buy an extra long stocking cap because I think the one I bought is used for dreads. I got a big head, I really do. So you got a big stocking cap, put this on top. I'll show you, I think, through how I style it. It's how I styled it today, but styling is easy because you can just style it however you would style crochet braids. Basically, it's a crochet wig. And then at some point, that is it. I think that's it. So, I don't know. This is just gonna be all over the place. Hopefully I can do some editing and make it interesting.